What's up, everyone? How are you? It is the 25th of May, Sunday today. A palindrome day, I will mention. Actually, we're in a 10-day palindrome portal right now. So from the 20th of May until to the 30th of May or the 29th, every single day is a palindrome. In other words, if you had to reduce the numbers, take out the noughts of the actual date. So if we look at it the American way, 25, 5, 25, the numbers backwards and forwards are the same. So this is a very unique time. Make the most of it. Let's anchor in the timeline, because I almost feel like past, present, future, everything is converging. We have this opportunity now to really enter a new timeline, so to speak, or create a new timeline, if you will. So make the most of it, guys. Also tomorrow we've got a new moon rising in Gemini on the 26th, 27th, depending on where you are in the world. And this is kind of the twin of the galaxy. So it calls on us to unify our body with our soul, which is the two twins, Gemini. So I hope you will be on a mission to unify your body and your soul. Both of these are important for this ascension period that we are in. And it's a magnificent time right now. So make the most of it. It seems like everything is shifting almost on a daily basis now. Things are moving very quickly, and it's only going to speed up. It's almost like this division that we're currently seeing is getting bigger. And the two roads are splitting off. The two tracks are completely splitting off. And my advice to you would be to just let it. Let it split off. Let it go its separate ways. Because you can't force things. You will know that if water's coming down a mountain, it's going to follow its own way. It's going to divide this piece of land with that piece of land, with a river in the middle. And nothing that you can do is likely going to stop that. So the ones that doesn't want to see the truth, just let them be on their own path. Don't let that division affect your own frequency, because now's the time for you to set your own frequency, because we are literally like radio receivers, and we can tune into different frequencies at will. It requires work, it requires commitment, it requires discipline, it requires a conscious choice, and you can make that conscious choice. You want to be in the higher frequency, or you want to be dragged down in the lower frequency. Don't let anyone drag you into a lower frequency. That would be my advice. Stay in the higher frequency. It doesn't mean that sometimes we're going to see the muck at the bottom of the river, but we stay up here as much as we can, or as long as we can. I think this past week has had a lot of people in anger, frustration, maybe seen some shadows come up. These are just the last hurrahs of the old world. Just, don't ignore it. Don't suppress it. Let it be. See it for it is, of what it is. Release it, and you just keep on moving forward. Just keep on going, guys. You're all doing amazingly well. It's just now about tuning that frequency. And if that means you have to tune out of the news, out of the social media, out of what is happening out there, then so be it. That's what you need to do. So consider, what is it that you need to do to keep yourself in the higher lane, in the higher frequency, tuning into the radio station that you want, and then do that. Just do that. It's your choice. Nobody's doing anything to you. Nobody's forcing you to listen to anything. Nobody's forcing you to do anything you don't want to do. You have the power. And when you realize that you have the power, it changes everything. It really, really does. It changes everything. And every now and again, we all get pulled into the mud again, because the 3 and the 5D is pretty close right now, and they kind of do this, and sometimes they do this. But just keep on moving forward and being very mindful of your thoughts, your emotions, your actions, and just choose love in every moment of every day. Choose the higher frequency. Because love is the opposite of fear. And a lot of people are in fear at the moment, even though they don't look fearful. They may look very bullish. They may look very confident, arrogant, whatever you want to call it. But they're actually operating from a deep place of fear. The fear of losing what they've come to know, their comfort zone, their life, their things, their material things, their existing relationships. All of these old things that we need to start leaving behind. The things that are no longer working. The things that we cannot take in 5D. We need to drop. And there are a lot of people that do not and are not prepared to let those go. They're clinging onto the old world. They're clinging onto the old systems. They're clinging onto everything that's old, the old monetary systems, the stock market, the whatever it is that keeps them enslaved. They are clinging to it because they're afraid of what might come next and what is behind the next curtain. The thing is, you can't have the new, you can't have a better world unless you're prepared to leave the old one behind. That is one thing about stepping out of your comfort zone and trusting and believing that there's something better waiting on the other side. Because that's the only way that you will make that decision. If you let go, you surrender, you empty your cup, and you prepare for what's next. And you trust in the divine plan of everything, divine timing, that we are tremendously protected, supported, and guided in every moment of every day. So, this is just a game we're all playing here on earth to grow, to evolve. As a collective, many of us came here to change the trajectory of the collective and earth as a whole. But we're still in this game as well. We chose this game. We chose every aspect of this game. So you're not a victim. You are an active player in a reality that you chose. For the excitement of it, for the learning of it, you may not find it very exciting right now, but I can guarantee you, your soul is finding it exciting. Why? Because your soul wants to grow. Why? Because nothing can ever stay the same. This world is not a static thing. It's in constant motion. Up and down, left, right, black, white. It constantly changes. Dark, dawn. That is the oscillation and the movement of life. If you want to make it easier for yourself through that movement, then be like the bamboo. You can blow in the wind without breaking. You go with the flow. You don't fight it. Those trees that are not very strong, that are in the wind, they form such a resistance to the wind that they just break if the wind becomes too strong. But the bamboo is able to sway like this in the wind. Extremely rooted, extremely strong foundation. But they remain flexible. And they move in the wind. And they always come back to their center. And when the wind dies down, they are in their center. So let that be you, because there is a storm at the moment out there. And it's going to continue to get rougher and rougher before it gets calmer and calmer. So you want to be extremely rooted, grounded, centered, connected to your soul, to your higher self. Because those things are going to guide you, they're going to protect you, and they're going to be your guiding light through the storm. So that's all I wanted to say. Have a fabulous week, guys. This is going to be another big week. And let's make it count. Let's make every single minute count, because we choose our future in every single moment. In every single now moment, we choose what we want to attract into our life by what we choose in that now moment. So that's it. I'm sending you much love, and I'll speak to you very soon.